John Cena made his first appearance on Monday Night Raw. And guys, what a wild appearance it was. John Cena, Andy, I say he cut a promo that I really think, Andy, had a whole lot of truth to it. You could tell that John Cena really believed what he was saying in that promo.
Yeah, that's a promo I think he's wanted to cut for 10, 15 years now. I think that's something that he's definitely been holding back. And that's something we say all the time. Like, the most captivating and the most believable heels are the ones that when they speak, they're not really telling lies. Like their motives may be bad, but they're telling the truth when they're speaking. And everything he said from his perspective towards the fans was absolutely true. I mean, he, outside of probably Roman, and even Roman didn't get it as bad for as long as Cena got it. I mean, Cena got it for what, a decade, probably, if not more.
Yeah, his whole run, really.
I mean, there was points though where he got somewhat cheered and everything, but like that, basically from like 2008 till he left and became part-time, it was nothing but hatred and boos, and just people were against Cena the whole time. So to hear him come out and cut this promo, I was nervous about what a heel promo from Cena would look like, and in the first 2 seconds, I was more than hooked and was realizing, no, this is going to be very special seeing Cena like this.
Like Aaron said in the chat, Jared, we're getting the real life John Cena, and that couldn't be more true. What were your thoughts? I think Jared is frozen. Oh no, it's so terrible. Andy, you and I will continue the conversation until we can get Jared back. That being said, I'll take him off the frozen screen there until we can get him back. That being said, Andy, it was so cool because we got this promo from a place where, like you said, it's real, it's valid, it's something he's felt for a long time. And yet it was the truth. Like, he came out and he said, look, you're not getting new gear and you're not getting new music because you want it, and I'm not giving it to you. And that was the right answer. You know what I mean? And so it was really cool to be able to see John Cena. And then once that happened, Cody Rhodes interrupted him. And then we have to get a quick word from Jared because I think he is back. Sorry for all that. Cody Rhodes comes out and he interrupts John Cena. And Jared, just what a back and forth between these guys. Jared is still frozen. He is having internet issues tonight, y'all. All right, Andy, let's keep it going. And Jared will pop back in as soon as he is ready. Cody Rhodes comes out, and then, dude, what a back and forth. Cena calling him a kid, and Cody going, no, WWE champion.
Yeah, the whole exchange between the two of them was just, I mean, top tier. It's what we wanted, and it's something that, we talked about before, that maybe the excitement or the hype level for Cody Cena wasn't there just yet, and then after the heel turn, obviously it shot through the roof. And now seeing them face to face and hearing them talk back and forth, it's probably the match I'm looking forward to the most at WrestleMania right now. Just seeing these two guys go at it. It also let me know and showed us that, and I think Jared said this on the Chamber post show, there's no way Cena would be doing this unless there was somebody coming in to take his place that he knew could take his place and
Yes.
go to the next level. And that absolutely is Cody Rhodes. And you see that. And so you see that just Cena trusts Cody, knows Cody's the guy to continue that forward, and knows that this is the perfect program for them to kick it off. And I love that Cody didn't back down. He just stood there and told him, listen, if this is the John Cena I get at WrestleMania, then it's a cakewalk. Like, it's going to be easy to beat you because you're whiny. And so, maybe it's Cody starting to overlook Cena. Maybe we get a more vicious side of Cena down the line. But if this is how we're starting this feud off, I am more than ready for this because it is absolutely amazing.
John Cena committing a cyber attack on Jared, the Supreme Court justice. He's taking out his internet. That's exactly what I wanted.
His best Cena impersonation.
That's true. You can't see him. That's right. So that I want to bring this picture back up if you're watching on our YouTube channel. This is what I started with, and this is exactly what I was getting ready to say, Andy. You were talking about the way that this promo shook out and the way that Cena reacted to Cody and Cody put him in his place and not backing down. Look at this picture, Andy. Cena looks defeated. Like, I have never seen this look on John Cena's face ever. Like, yes, he's had a couple of scared looks like WrestleMania 34 against The Undertaker. And yes, he's had some looks of doubt at times when he wrestled AJ Styles and when he wrestled The Rock and all that, this, that, and the other, but never like this defeated look. Like, did you get that feeling at all?
Yeah, I got the sense of being defeated. I think also like when Cody's music was hit and they were singing, like the fans were singing his music, they cut to him back in the ring, and he had this look of, I guess, jealousy at the same time too, of like, why I'm basically the same person that Cody was trying to be during his my babyface run, and yet why am I the one that you guys turned on, but yet you're loving him? Like, you're loving
Right.
everything he's doing. And so you get that jealousy, you get that defeat. And maybe like this is early planting the seeds of maybe what Cody said is getting to Cena. And maybe we start to see that crack a little bit, just the early stages of it as we head forward. Maybe if he loses at WrestleMania, we really start to play in that even more.
Yeah.
But yeah, he definitely looked like somebody that we had never seen before. Like, nobody's ever seen this version of Cena, which is it's so interesting just to see this from him.
And Aaron even says in the chat, John Cena once slapped a cookie out of a child's hand. Yeah, this version of Cena would do that. Like,
He called out that kid in the front row.
he did, which Jared was going to make a comment on. I'll save that for when we get him back. He's working on getting back. He's having some internet issues, but Andy, it was so cool because so many awesome things happened with this. Yet you mentioned it just a minute ago. I can't wait to see what's next. Like, because a point is coming, because we know next week they're both going to be under the same roof again. A point is coming where Cena's going to get the better of Cody. Like, it's going to happen. And I was telling actually Aaron at work today, we had a few minutes of downtime and we turned on Raw, and it just so happened like Cena and Cody were up there. So we finished watching it live. And I told him, I said, I can't wait for Cena to one up Cody, because Cena eats people on the microphone for a living. He did it to Roman. He does it to baby faces. He does it to heels. It doesn't matter. So is that going to put Cody in a bad spot as the baby face and as the face of the company? Maybe. But in order to keep the feud interesting, Andy, he's got to eat Cody on a promo, right?
Absolutely. I think it's one of those that each guy is going to get their moment. Going back and forth with promos. Like, I think there's going to be a time where Cena is absolutely probably going to say something wild about Dusty Rhodes, and we're probably going to get some callback to that. But at the end of the day, both these guys are going to get their moment. It's like any Punk promo or any Rock promo that you get. Somebody may get the better of them in one promo, but just wait till next week and we go back and forth again. Like, somebody is going to get the advantage of somebody else in these promos. And, we're looking at, this picture right here is showing two of the best current guys on the roster with microphones in their hands, if not two of the best of all time.
Yep.
And so, it's going to be very special leading up to WrestleMania. The go home show promo between these two guys, I can't even imagine what they're going to be saying to each other, but everybody's going to be hooked along the way because of it.
Yeah, absolutely. Look at this dude in the middle that's wearing all black. Like, is he a security guard? Like, is he like?
So I saw him a couple times.
Look at the mean mug that this guy has on. Listen, I think we finally have Jared Justice back. There he is. We've mentioned a lot of things about this Cody Cena promo. Obviously, you want to weigh in. Go ahead with some of your thoughts, and then we'll just piggyback on you and go from there.
Okay. It just amazes me that like you all weren't jumping out of your seat, because I watched this and I was like, this is perfect. This is wrestling done perfect. And just to make sure I was right, I got my wife's opinion, because she's always right. So I was like, you have to watch this. You've got to just watch it and give me your opinion. And she's like, why are you for Cena through the whole thing? And she's like, I can't believe he said that. And I was like, that means it's working.
Yeah.
Like, we've been watching it long enough that like we know what kind of emotions they're trying to get stirred up in the
Yes.
people who don't normally watch it and haven't watched it for 20, 30 years. And it worked to perfection, dude. I mean, he told the absolute truth. He did. I'm sure that everybody out there, it's kind of like how they talked about Steve Austin. You resonate with him because you see what he's doing and you wish you could do it. There's somebody, everybody out there, there's at least some situation in your life that you wanted to walk in and just be like, you all don't appreciate me. I do so much, and no matter what, I get no appreciation. And that is exactly what this man did. And dude, I mean, it worked.
Yeah.
It was awesome.
It 100% did. Jared, for the first time, it seemed like the Let's Go Cena sucks chance, or the John Cena sucks, that the sing along with his music was valid. Like most of the time we used to do it just in spite of him. Jared, now it's valid. We have reason, just like you said, and it's just the start of something awesome on the road to WrestleMania.
I love it, dude. I've wanted this version of Cena for so long. I could picture it in my head, and now to finally see it come to life, I think so many people have been waiting for it, and we finally got it.
Andy, I'm going to ask you this because I thought about it on the way home. I know you have a thought. This may piggyback on that. I had this thought on my way home, and it was a question that I want to make sure to get your all's opinion on. As I'm listening to Monday Night Raw, it's like, okay, Jared said it. We finally get this version of John Cena. WWE is taking a big chance with a heel John Cena in his final run, in his final year. He said it again tonight that this is it. No more. He's done. I know heels lie, but I believe him when he says he's done. But they're taking a huge chance here, Andy. The question that I want to ask you is, Jared said he's been waiting on this version of Cena for so long. Maybe we would have gotten this version 5, 6, 8, 10 years ago, whatever. Do you think it has the impact 8 to 10 years ago that it does today? Because you lived through the PG era. That was your era.
Yeah.
This Super Cena era, that was yours. So how do you think this impact would have been 8, 10 years ago? Would it be the same, different, etc.?
No, I don't think it would have been the same because we're still stuck and we were still stuck in the PG rules, like the PG era of things where you weren't able to do as much that we're able to do now. Plus, going off of what we kind of talked about before, you look during that time period, who's going to be the guy to step up to take Cena's place as the top babyface, in the company during that time period? Because Roman was too green. Punk was never going to get the company behind him. So like who else was going to be the top guy that you could put in there as the next John Cena going forward? Yeah. I don't think it would work. I think this is the only time that they could have done this to where it's going to be successful. And nobody's going to there's not going to be any damages done because of this. Like, I don't think we're going to hurt Cena's career legacy going into this. I don't think we're going to rush somebody, put them in this top spot that they're not ready for. This is just the perfect storm for this to happen and for this to take place. And the thought I had as Jared was talking, I meant to bring it up, is kudos to the Brussels crowd because they played their role perfect in this whole exchange. Because I think if you'd have done this in America, we'd have tried to have the cool people cheering the heel, booing the bad guy. That was not the case here because those were the loudest boos I think I've ever heard given to John Cena. Yep. And then the pop that Cody got when his music hit was nuclear. Yeah. So credit to them. They did their job. They acted and reacted the way WWE wanted them to react. And the whole segment was 10 times better because of the crowd's reaction to everything. So like Jared said, I don't think you could have done anything more than this opening statement. This was absolutely perfect. And the best way possible to kick off a Cena heel run.
And I love that, like, from now moving forward, we can actually see this in our mind. Like, we've actually seen a picture of what it looks like to get booed out of a building. I mean, he literally turned around, and they're booing louder and louder as he goes further and further. And they're cheering for this man to leave.
And you thought
it was perfect.
You thought Hulk Hogan on the Netflix premiere of Raw was bad. This was some good stuff right there. Before we get out of here on this Cena segment, because listen, we're going to be talking about this we're going to talk about John Cena even more in this show a little bit later, but we're going to be talking about John Cena and Cody Rhodes and all that kind of stuff on the road to WrestleMania. The one point that I'll bring up as we get ready to close up, because we got a comment we got to show from my brother Bryce. Again, if you're watching live on the YouTube, drop your comments, drop your questions. We'll make sure to get to those. We would appreciate that so much. The one thing that struck me was that John Cena didn't mention The Rock one time in this promo, not once. And to your all's point about him getting booed, apparently he didn't have to. Apparently he can stand on his own and we could have this feud. The Rock was just sort of the conduit to get to a John Cena heel run. Yes.
And see, that was a worry of mine because I thought that Rock was going to stay in focus and it would make him like he's the ultimate and Cena's kind of just a little bit underneath. But what they did by having him go out there by himself was it almost made it more about John Cena turning on the fans because of what they've done to him, not so much about Rock is going to give me all this, kind of like the way that Rock proposed things to Cody. You know,
Exactly.
Cena doesn't really need anything from Rock. He just decided that he wants to make a statement.
Yeah, absolutely. My brother Bryce in the chat, I was thinking during Cena yapping was like, dang, you probably have some of the best merch numbers over the years. How's that not support, douche? That's hilarious because it's true. Like he was saying the support stuff and you're thinking, yeah, dude, like you sold all this merch, you did the Make-A-Wish, you got the title 16 times, this, that, and the other. But I get his point. Like it was like, okay, monetarily you supported me and blah, 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 and whatever. But when it came down to it, the same people that Andy, it wouldn't be out of the realm of possibility for people to buy a Cena shirt at an event and then to boo him when he comes out and say Cena sucks just for the fun of, because that's what we did. Right.
Oh, absolutely.
Genuine or not, that's what we did.
Absolutely. And you got to remember too, like there were probably a lot of kids in the early days of the PG era who were big Cena fans. And as they started to like grow up in wrestling more, maybe they started to sour when, you know, things didn't go the way, or, you know, he started to beat some of their other favorites and this and the other, which I love. That was probably my favorite line in his whole promo is when he said, and I won and won and won and won and won, and it still wasn't enough for you people. And I'm like, that's such a double, like that's such a weird way to look at it. Because from our perspective, you won and won and won, and we hated you because of it, because you beat all the people we liked. But from your perspective in ring, like what else can I do? I won every match that I should have. Like I won every match. You should have. You know, that's like Michael Jordan being mad because he won so many NBA championships and people booing him or whatever. Like it doesn't make sense from his perspective. So just the layers that we're getting from this, like Jared said, this has been a long time coming, and it's even better than I thought or even could have imagined it would have been. Like I thought it was done perfectly.
It makes sense.
Yes,
yeah.
It makes perfect sense. It really does. Jared, real quick before we wrap this up, you wanted to mention the kid that Cena called out in the front row. What did you have to say about said kid?
Andy was just talking about like everybody's perspective and everything out in the crowd. And I was just looking back, this child right here, it's so great. And it warmed to my heart. Whenever you see this child's heart is broken, because that means he's so involved with this. One day, this child, because this could have been me, this child, if he's one of two things is going to happen. He's either going to say, screw it, I'm done with wrestling. He made fun of me and I'm never going to watch him again. But more than likely, he's going to keep watching. And one day he's going to look back and think, man, I was part of that moment with Cena. Yep. So yes, you know, and I was watching it with my wife, and of course she feels sorry for the kid. And I'm like, but he doesn't realize how awesome that's going to be whenever he grows up. And he's like, I was that kid. You know, I mean,
that's like the girl that they always show for The Miz, where she got mad because he cashed in Money in the Bank. Like that girl, like that's her claim to fame, and she still claims it.
Or the Undertaker guy,
the shocked Undertaker guy.
Yeah, for sure. These people are going down in history in WWE. They just don't know it yet. All right, we are just getting started here on Squared Circle Radio. We appreciate you guys being with us again. If you haven't liked the video, please make sure you do that. It's a thumbs up underneath the video. Subscribe to the channel. 90% of you that are watching us right now are not subscribed. Do yourself a favor. Let's change that, please. The only way that we grow the channel is by getting that viewership up and getting those subscriptions. So it doesn't cost you a thing, but obviously it helps us a ton.